Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. I know it's been a while, been a busy week. I've not spoke to anyone since before West Ham. Went down to West Ham on Friday. After the game, Sunday morning, drove up to St Albans for the Alan Brazil Talk Sport Golf Day. I've had two wonderful days. One at the Grove, one at Centurion, mixing with a few ex-footballers and stuff like that. Terry's Cult had a couple of teams in there. And yeah, I had a good day at the Grove on Monday. A really good day there. Lovely, beautiful golf course. Pity I don't play golf. Couldn't think of anything worse. But I was mingling. I was mixing. Talked a lot of football to various different people. And then I missed the Red Star game last night because we had another golf day at Centurion. And yeah, I was going to miss the game, but I watched it in the pub in St Albans with a City fan that follows me on Instagram, Dan Byrne. So big shout out to Dan. He came down to see me, so happy days. I just want to touch on West Ham a little bit because I didn't really speak to anyone. I thought that Doku, refreshing, very direct. Great to see him get the ball and want to go to that byline. I think we've missed that. Obviously, with Grealish and Mahrez, we tend to cut inside. So I think Haaland's going to thrive with that. Rodri, again, against West Ham was amazing. Thought he ran the game in midfield, kept it ticking over. The good thing is we didn't panic. Doku made a mistake. His control was poor. Kufal broke on us, crossed it in. Ward-Prowse had a bang 1-0. And I think a lot of City fans now in the away end, no one was panicking because you know that we're going to get it together at half-time and we're going to come out and put a show. To go to the London Stadium and win like we did, do you know what I mean, was really, really good. Bernardo Silva with the second goal, a little dink over the keeper. Great ball by Alvarez, who's improving massively, by the way. Haaland could have touched it in, but he didn't. He let it go in. And then Big Earl, who'd had a frustrating afternoon, obviously missing chance after chance, finally got his chance at the end and buried it. So 3-1 away win at West Ham. He's brilliant. The season rolls on, 5 out of 5, which teed us up nicely for last night. Defending our Champions League trophy. To see on the TV Mike Summerby leading the teams out with a big trophy, old big ears, Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that and all that shit. To see Mike with a big one last night walking out, brilliant. And to see the flag for Rodri, let's talk about Rodri, class, brilliant. And fair play to Red Star. They brought some fans from Serbia. You got to respect it because there's some Premier League teams, Fulham, Brighton, people like that, don't bring that many. So fair play to Red Star Belgrade. He tinkered with the team a bit, Pep. Gomez got a start. Bernardo was playing. Alvarez, Haaland. That partnership, that link-up seems to be working well. Rodri in the midfield again. Debut for Nunes. Calvin Phillips must be thinking what the hell he has to do. Nunes comes in, new player. No, he's a different type of player, but I thought Calvin, with him not getting any minutes at West Ham, might get minutes against Red Star more than what he got. It didn't happen. But no, we started the game. We controlled it. The possession stats were there. It's about 80%. We were huffing and puffing, Foden again, dropping in between them lines, making it tick over. I thought we played really, really well in the first half. I thought we played really, really well. I thought Nunes on his debut was positive, always looking for the ball, always coming into space to find it. Rodri again was insane. First half, dictating the play, breaking it up. And we were knocking on the door. We had chance after chance after chance, corners, set pieces. Their goalkeeper, who was called Glazer, by the way, and I thought, I can see the headlines tomorrow. Glazer stopped City or something like that because he was having an outstanding game. And then the old typical City from back in the day came out, dominated the game, right on the stroke of half time, 45th minute, when we were going to have our round of applause for my good mate Dreyer, guess what happens? Yeah, you guessed it. Red star break. The kid beats the offside trap, runs through, one-on-one with Edison, scores. Now, Dreyer, God rest his soul, may he rest in peace, would have been, I think he would have been laughing his bollocks off, because it's typical City that on the 45th minute we're giving him a tribute, the away team score, and he'd be fuming at the same time. But I'd just like to say a big shout out to Simon Cooper and Jonesy and Sheen and all the people that are involved in getting this clap for Dreyer, Headley. It was amazing. Thank you to the club for giving his family and his sons and friends a VIP box. They really enjoyed it. And a big shout to you, everybody, that stood up and clapped on 45 minutes and held banners up for Dreyer, because it's not something we want to do. It's definitely not. It's not something we enjoy. But knowing Dreyer and knowing the fan he was and knowing, you know, how much he loved Manchester City, to see the Etihad all stood up clapping for him, it would have been, it'd have made him proud, that. So I want to thank everybody. It seems like every week on these streams, I'm asking the fans to clap for someone who's passed away. And it's not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be seeing any more Blues passing away, people. This is why it was good to talk. People have reached out to me this week and they've got involved with Mind, Body and Soul and Calm and people like that. There's no shame in it. If you're feeling down, don't let the mind get the better of you. Get on the phone, call one of these charities, start the ball rolling and get help. That's all I'm going to say. So we go in at half time, 1-0 down to Red Star Belgrade at home. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you could see by the way we were dominating that they couldn't keep that up. They got us on the counter, fair play. They scored, fair play. But we all knew what was coming, you know what I mean? Second half, we knew what was coming. And then right away, second half, first couple of minutes in, great link-up play between Haaland and Alvarez. Alvarez rounds the keeper, slots it in. Now, Julian Alvarez, yeah, young kid, he's won a lot. World Cup, Champions League, Premier League, he's won a lot. This season, Pep's getting him into the team more. And I tell you what, he's looking class. He's looking brilliant. You know what I mean? He gets about that pitch. He's very technically gifted. I think his first touch is improving because he's only young. And I was always worried about his first touch. His first touch seemed to bounce off him. His second touch was the tackle. His first touch is improving. He likes to have a shot from range. He's getting on these set pieces now. He's been very, very unlucky with set pieces, you know what I mean, this season. He's scoring goals. And he's taking the pressure off Haaland. And you know what? Haaland, he could have had 4 or 5 last night, but he was making space for everyone else. If Erling Haaland's dragging 2 or 3 defenders away, that's creating space for other people. Doku came on for Bernardo, who's unfortunately injured. So we'll talk about that later. But we look a very direct team. Doku is exciting to watch. When he gets that ball and he turns, you can feel that the crowd is on edge, ready for something to happen. And he's a bit of a throwback winger from back in the day. Beat your man, cross it. Beat your man, cross it. I love them wingers. It's when they beat the man, then come back, beat the man, then come back, and then they end up rolling it into midfield. I think Erling Haaland, this Doku, is a blessing. I think the amount of tap-ins at the back post, near post, Erling's going to get now with this fella is insane. So Doku came on for Bernardo, who's took a knock. We spoke about Nunes, his home debut, looking lively. Rodri, I mean, is he a better DM midfielder in the world than Rodri? I don't think so. You're talking about Thomas Partey, he can't lace his boots. You talk about Casemiro. Yeah, Casemiro, what he's done in the game is fantastic. But levels now, I know Casemiro's old, but he's not on that level of Rodri anymore. Rodri's getting better. He's not just staying still. He's literally getting better. And last night, that goal, nice and calm, you know what I mean, gets the ball, tees it onto his right foot, curls it in. You know what I mean? We know Rodri now. If Rodri's in and around the box, you know, he likes a dig. and he scores a few goals that way. But he's, you know, it's just the size of the man, the aura he gives off in that midfield. You know, you'll see a player break, and then Rodri just come from nowhere, leg right round the front of him, pull the ball off him, take it, and then he's popping up on the edge of the box. He's popping up in our own half. I can't say enough good words about Rodri. You know what I mean? As a man as well, he comes to Manchester. He don't give anyone any grief. He's playing pitch and putt the other week, Rodri, in Eaton Park. Somebody sent me a picture. Rodri's in Eaton Park. So fair play to him, you know what I mean? He's living the dream in Manchester. But he's a massive part of what we're doing. Nunes alongside him in there was great. And the other one I want to talk about, let me have a drink first. Sorry for yapping, but let me have a drink. The other one I want to talk about is Phil Foden. Phil Foden this season, you know, I said on the overlap, this is the season for Phil to shine. Kevin's injured, needs to step it up. And he's stepping it up. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he's enjoying his football. He looks like he wants the ball all the time. The turn on when he catches that ball on the move and turns, same movement, and he's gone. There's nobody in the game that does that like that no more. I think Phil Foden's improving as well. But yeah, Erling missed a few. Could have had a hat-trick again. Do you know what I mean? I think he hit the post, he hit the bar with a header. Don't mind them crosses in the box. He's getting on them headers. He's going to score a load of them. We just got to get the ball in the box, and City's finally started doing it. You know what I mean? But, you know, 3-1 win, Champions League, first outing, defending our crown. We can't moan. You know what I mean? We don't want to concede. We don't. But when you're putting that many bodies forward, you can get caught on the counter-attack. You can. You know what I mean? So, overall, Blues, I'm happy with it. Who was your man of the match? I thought Alvarez deserved it. His second goal was a bit mad. Glazer turned into a right donut, glazed donut, when he tried to punch it, and he punched it in his own net. So that was a weird one. But Red Star, you know, coming to the Etihad Stadium, I think we've won 27 out of 27 or something there. We're undefeated in so many games. They had it all to do. They were still 8-1, 9-1 to win at half time, and they were 1-0 up. So that shows you the size of the task. But no, you know, I missed the game. My son went with my dad. They loved it. The clap for Dreyer was brilliant. The weather was horrendous again. We've got Nottingham Forest coming up at weekend. I'll be there. Just want to get back into the game now. All me engagements and stuff I've had to do are gone. My holiday's gone. I just want to get into this game. Newcastle away, Forest, Leipzig. I want to go for it. You know what I mean? I want to get involved now. So I'm back in it. Do you know what I mean? I'm working for City soon again. So keep an eye out on Manchester City TV to see Big Steve on there. But no, it was good near the end as well to see Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob get on. Calvin, again, you know, very unfortunate Calvin Phillips not to play in that game. I thought against Red Star at home, Calvin Phillips would start. Obviously, Pep's got other ideas for him. I feel a bit sorry for him. He's not really getting minutes. Didn't get any minutes against West Ham. I just don't know what the future lies for him. But there's an injury crisis at the minute. Bernardo, Grealish, Stones, Kovacic, De Bruyne. Can you imagine what we're going to be like when them boys get back? Can you imagine how the competition for places is going to be then? So, yeah, we're doing well. 5 out of 5 in the league. We won the Super Cup. We've won 1 out of 1 in the Champions League. It's been a great start to the season. So, Nottingham Forest, I watched them against Burnley. They were poor. But they have got some dangerous players. Elanga from United's all pace. You know, we don't want to be letting him get in around the back. Owe Inu, whatever he's called up front, he's a big lump. But I expect us to deal with Forest. I expect us to deal with them. I don't think anyone's going to be back from injury. I think it's going to be another week before we start getting bodies back. So we're just going to have to go with what we go with, you know what I mean, and get the job done. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I want to show you something. This book, see it? To the Blue Moon and Back by Nigel Gregory. Nigel is a good friend of mine. I think Nigel's got the most loyalty points at Manchester City. So you can see how many games he's been to. He's been to every pre-season for the last 20 years. He goes every single game. And he's written a book to the blue moon and back, because he's worked it out how many miles he's been watching City, and he basically could have flew to the moon and back. There's somebody on the front cover there at the bottom. See? There's me. Down there. That's me. Because Nigel's my mate. He's put me on the front cover. I'm buzzing with that. But the book is available on Amazon, people. So if you've got a dad, a granddad, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend who's a City fan, you don't know what to get, you're going on holiday, you need something for the plane, this is the book, To the Blue Moon and Back, available on Amazon. And it's unreal. There's loads of pictures in it from back in the day, and I've read it, and it took me on a journey from Main Road to the treble. And the way he does all the little games, 2, 3 chapters, is fantastic, because you don't get bored. You're on to the next one. You're on to the next one. And for all proper City fans, you'll recognise a lot of the names in there. There's a lot of the boys in there. There's a lot of the ex-players in there, the characters, the Joey Bartons, Kit Les Chapman, all them, Gary Cook, you know, all the boys, Mike Summerby, they all get a mention in this book. But listen, it's not QVC. But what I'm saying is, he's a City fan. He's a loyalist of the loyalists. Let's support him. Get behind him. It took him a lot to write this book. He's had a couple of heart attacks watching City. You know what I mean? So he deserves it. So get on Amazon, type in To the Blue Moon and Back. And on Big Steve's recommendation, this is the best City book written by one of the best Man City fans around. So it's a winner all around, people. But anyway, Nottingham Forest this weekend. We might as well review it. You know, we're going to win that game. Surely we're going to win the game. There's going to be injuries. I think Doku's got to start. We're at home. Sergio Gomez last night was a bit hit and miss for me. He's okay at home, I think. Away from home, I wouldn't play him. Sometimes he loses the ball, you know what I mean? So I expect Premier League, it will be a full, solid, you know, lineup. We need the points on the board. We've got Newcastle away coming up in the Carabao Cup, which is not the greatest place to go in a Carabao midweek. But Nottingham Forest, bit of a mixed bag start to the season. They won at Chelsea, obviously. Burnley the other night should have beat them. I think Burnley got robbed. I'm not expecting any problems. My prediction for Man City v Forest is Manchester City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. The word of the season, what's that word? What I've been telling everybody? Efficient. That is what we are this season. West Ham away, efficient. Red Star at home, efficient. Nottingham Forest this weekend, we'll see. But listen, people, I'm back. I'm trying to get the content. The algorithm's killing me. Please hit the like button. Please share this stream to anyone that you can. I'll see all of you guys down at the Etihad at weekend. If you see me, come and say hello. Let's talk football. And all I'm going to say is, come on, City. Great start to the season. Roll on, Forest. Up the Blues.